This project is the Ghost Forest, and it really grew out of my feelings of deep pain from caused by all the forest fires we've had on the West Coast here. And the fact that the fires are getting worse and worse due to climate change, I felt that as an artist, I needed to speak about that.
I often will try to think about and use sound and listening, this idea of amplifying and connection as a way to bring audiences into a work or into a space. The process in which I'm doing is I'm utilizing fire science in conversation with fire scientists, various models of different materials that get burned, and I'm kind of morphing that into kind of how most listeners coming into a gallery space might perceive, which is velocity, how fast something might travel. So wanting to map that across the entire gallery space to help viewers kind of embody or that experience of a wildfire that totally just disrupts the kind of serenity of an environment.
The piece as a whole is called the Ghost Forest, and that actually is a technical term for a time when a forest suddenly dies in an entirety. And so there's a few other ghost forests in my Ghost Forest. I also included in the piece photographs of all the different stages of the life of a forest. I found myself going to fire sites, and there's a real stark beauty and in a burned tree and in a burned log. It's called carbon printing because it was originally used with the carbon soot from gas lamps. It's one of the most, if not the most, archival process that there is. I wanted to print the work on glass because I wanted to talk about how fragile the forests actually are. A forest might remember a clear cut. It might remember a person walking through the forest. It might remember the springtime and the different changes of seasons. And so I like to think of the photographs as kind of the forest memories.
I do like collaborating and working with science and art, and kind of this nexus point of how science can inform our practice, or how art can also open up conversation for thinking in different ways for science. And I think that's one thing that the arts can do, is to offer new perspectives and new ways of engaging with material that open up conversation, which is really important, especially in a work like this with Haunting Ecologies, when it's a direct conversation around climate change, and dialogue and conversation is necessary to come up with solutions and do something and act.